wife called after dropping off the kids at school because her Mini wouldn't start. It was not the battery, so we had it towed back home. If you ever Google something like Mini won't start, you'll find a seemingly endless list of possibilities. Here is what the car sounded like when I tried to start it at home. After doing this for a couple of minutes, it stopped making the clicking sound. I went under the car and felt the starter, and it was starting to get very warm, so I figured the starter was fried. The starter comes out from under the car, but I had to take off the stuff on the top to reach one of the bolts. I know it's hard to tell from this video, but here's the location of the starter. There are a couple of wires that need to be disconnected first, held on by a nut and a plastic connector. If you're replacing your starter, don't forget to disconnect the battery first. Once I got the 3 bolts off, I was able to get the starter out through a space in the bottom of the car. It was like trying to solve one of those Chinese puzzles that drive you crazy for a couple hours. It probably took me 5 minutes, but it literally fell out once it was in the right position. Here you can see the bottom starter bolt with an external Torx head. Here's the wires and connector that need to be disconnected from the back of the starter. Here are some reference photos of the rebuilt starter I got from Central Pacific Rebuilders. Here you can see that one bolt screws into the starter. You can see the threaded hole here. The other bolts go through the starter from the other side and bolt to the transaxle. There's one hole here that I'm pretty sure had a dowel as a locator for the starter. At first I couldn't see the one bolt that screws into the starter, so I placed a new starter in the engine bay in its correct orientation to see where I should be looking for that little sucker. I finally found the bolt here. I also had to take off this bolt and bracket in order to access the starter bolt. Once I got everything back together, the Mini started right up. The starter cost about $200 after trading in the core, but I saved a bunch of money changing this myself. If you have this problem, I wish you good luck, guys.